Hello everyone, I'm Lien from Studio Kato and I am so happy to be back with another video using the Spellbinders clubs of the month. I have a couple of clubs here to show you, and as you can see I stuck to a color scheme this month, which is not my usual thing, but it helped me a lot because I was a little bit stuck creatively. Now I did do some really fun things with these clubs, so let's dive into them. First up, we have the 3D embossing folder of the month, which is stunning. It's got some roses, some beautiful foliage, and some tiny little flowers there. This one is called the Floral Expressions 3D embossing folder, and it's just so fun. I used it in the background here, just on white cardstock, because it is quite a busy embossing folder, and that means you don't really need to add too much to it. Obviously, you can add some inking to this, some ink blending, even watercolor these flowers. That would be gorgeous. It's a really beautiful pattern, so that would be really fun. But yeah, because it's so busy, you don't really need to add too much to it. So that makes it a really easy embossing folder as well. And obviously the star of this card is the large die of the month. So huge die set, huge flowers, which is really fun. So usually in a large die set, there are some large dies, but these are the largest flowers I've seen from Spellbinders in a while, and I really like it because you can add some really bold colors to them. I mean, they're really bold on your card because they're so big. And yeah, you can do some really fun techniques with these as well because they're bigger. I'll share a couple in a second. So these are all of the flowers but the main one. Yeah, really like these. And then I added some gems. Love this. This is a sentiment from a previously released press plate that I foiled on gold cardstock, and I have a ton of those prepped. Next up, another one with the large die of the month. This one is called Colorful Expressions Blooms, by the way. It's all about bright colors, so that's why I stuck with a really bright color scheme as well. So with this large flower, I actually did some sprays. I used some Distress sprays from Tim Holtz, Distress sprays. And I also used the new mica sprays, or the spritz. What are those called? Distress spritz. Why can't I say distress today? These are really fun. I used them for the first time on this card. I had a lot of fun with that and playing around with it a little bit. So you can see all of the shimmer on that flower, and because it's so large, it really picks up all of the colors and all of the fun things you add to it. So I really like this flower for techniques. Even the leaves are large enough for that as well. This sentiment is from the small die of the month. There are a ton of sentiment dies in this die set. It's called the Colorful Expression Sentiments die set, and yeah, it's good. It's just got so many sentiments. There's wonderful, colorful, which you can pair with the hugs or the friend or the day. Just there are a ton of generic things, but then yeah, love it. Thinking of you, big hugs, big wishes, probably miss you. A lot of fun standard sentiments, but with that pretty bold font, although it's not too big. So I really like it. So it's a really nice bold letter type, but it's not too large, so you can still just add it in a corner like I did here. Yeah, I really like the sentiments. I've used them on 3 cards today, I think. And these are going to be a staple in my craft room for sure. They're a really nice go-to sentiment set. Next up, we have Colorful Hugs and Clothes. So that is again with the small die of the month. And then the background, as you can see, is the press plate of the month. This is a registration press plate. So these are stained. I used some very staining inks on these. But they are cleaned, so yeah. And there are just a ton of little splatters. I love this. So if you follow the registration template, so that is this little plastic guide that you add on your BetterPress machine, and yeah, you just line up your little press plates with the registration marks, and then you pass it through. If you want the process, I'll have a video up on that pretty soon, hopefully. And then there are some sentiments included and a die for those sentiments as well. So the sentiments read, "Let your colors shine, our love is art, you color me happy and have a colorful birthday," which are really, really gorgeous sentiments, really fun for crafty people especially because it's all about color. I really like that. Obviously, you can make this rainbow. I stuck to the same pink and blue color scheme as I did for the rest of the cards because, I don't know, I felt like sticking to a color scheme this month. And then for a little bit of a different use for that press plate, I didn't follow the registration template for this one. I just BetterPressed some of those splatters on some cardstock, and then I foiled as well with those press plates, and then I die cut that large flower from the large die of the month from that, and then you get this really fun splattered flower. I love splatters. They're such a fun detail for a background, but obviously when you have a large bloom like this, like I said, you can do a ton of techniques with it as well, and this I really, really like. The embossing folder in the background is a really, really stunning one as well. It was released a couple months ago, I think. This is the Peacock motif from Spellbinders. It's another 3D embossing folder. I love 3D embossing folders because they add so much gorgeous detail. So you have those little peacock fans almost. I really, really like it. It's a beautiful, elegant pattern. But again, if you just emboss it like that, even though it is quite a busy pattern, it doesn't take away too much of your card while still adding a ton of detail in the background. Love that. Also, the frame, almost forgot, but the frame is from this mirrored arch labels die set. You just cut 2 labels at once. I like to tape them together with some purple tape while I run them through my die cutting machine because I like to layer up my frames, especially the dainty ones like this. So I die cut it 3 times, so make sure to tape it together nicely so your frames are all the same size. And the flowers are from the large die of the month, but I mentioned that already. And then my final card, which is so beautiful. It turned out gorgeous, I think. And I experimented with this ink from Altenew, and it's so, so pretty. That's definitely going to be a go-to ink from now on. So the flowers I used here are from the Autumn Sealed Sprigs die set. This came out last year, I'm pretty sure, but I love autumn. I love the sealed collections from Spellbinders, and these are just really, really fun. So it includes this little bud and, oops, that got banded, and that little sprig of wheat, I think. Is that the name? I don't know. English is hard. It's quite late right now. And then those little autumn leaves. But again, I stuck to those same colors, especially because it fit with the wax seal of the month as well. So this is the wax seal of the month, and you don't just get the wax seal, which says hello. I love the rectangular wax seals, by the way. They're really fun. I really like them on envelopes too. And then you also get a little package of wax beads, so that's really nice. And this month, that is the must-have wax bead mix in the pink color. So it's got fuchsia, magenta, cotton candy, and golden. I didn't use all 4 colors for this wax seal. I left out the red. I think I used 2 fuchsia beads instead. Yeah, I really, really like this pale wax seal with a little bit of gold in it as well. And it fit my color scheme, which is lovely. The press plate I used in the back is also somewhere around here still for me to show you. And that is another one that was released last year. This is the 4-petal sunflower frame. Really love that detail in that frame. It's such a stunning one. And it does have a sentiment included, but I obviously didn't use it on this card. Now, I mentioned the ink I used for this. So I love the BetterPress inks, and they still work the best in my opinion. They're the easiest to use with the BetterPress. But if you want to expand your horizons, if you want some pale ink, this is the Permanent Mist Gray from Altenew. It's a pigment ink, so it is permanent, like it says, and it is so, so beautiful. I really like some light detail, especially in the background. That is what I love about embossing folders, because it's basically a tone-on-tone effect. I love this. I love this so much. I've been looking for a really nice pale gray ink to stamp with, and this BetterPressed beautifully, so I can only assume it stamps really nicely as well. Yeah, I really love this. I'm surprised how well this turned out. It's so, so pretty. So these are all the clubs for the month of August. We have the wax seal, we have the large die and the small die of the month, and the BetterPress of the month as well. So tons and tons of new products here. I love the Spellbinders Club Kits of the month. They're great value for money. So if you want to subscribe, now is the time if you're interested in these kits, because if they sell out, they sell out. And if there are still some left after this month, they will be a lot more expensive to just purchase from the Spellbinder store. So if you're interested in them, I would get them now. So yeah, I really, really like these, especially the large die of the month. It's so, so stunning. Those large blooms. I like large blooms. I love large blooms, and I cannot lie. So yeah, I hope you liked the cards. I hope you liked the video and these products. All of the products will be linked in the description below if you're interested to check them out. And I will be back with some videos, especially for the large die of the month and those BetterPress cards as well, because I think those will be interesting to show you. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!